Karmelo Anthony plans to appeal his murder conviction in the stabbing death of Austin Metcalf at a high school track meet last year when they were both 17 years old. The jury sentenced him to 35 years in prison. Metcalf's father, Jeff, giving an emotional victim impact statement during the sentencing hearing. Quote, "The public response sickens me, especially when a gag order doesn't allow me to defend my son. This was never about race or politics, but what you did was to choose to make it about both. We all bleed the same color. You are free to make choices all your life, but you are not free to not face consequences." Correspondent Brooke Taylor reporting live from McKinney, Texas with the latest. Hi, Brooke.
Hi, Martha. We just got word that Anthony's legal team has filed that notice of appeal, but just seconds ago, we wrapped up an interview with the district attorney and the lead prosecutor on the case. I could tell you they are extremely confident with the verdict here. There was no cameras in the courtroom, so it's our first time really hearing from them. Take a listen to what they told me their reaction was.
Just relief. Relief that 12 members of our community, the jurors, saw it the same way we did. That this was murder, plain and simple, and then they saw punishment like we saw it, that he needed a lengthy prison sentence. I was relieved.
Now, this video finna wrap up. I'm about to show y'all how, don't take matters into your own hand. Call the police. You don't have the right. You're free. What did Daddy say? You're free to make decisions, but you're not free to deal with the consequences. I'm about to show y'all the video of Jordan Neely and Daniel Penny. Daniel Penny choked out Jordan Penny on the subway, right? Daniel Penny is white, Jordan Penny is black, and Daniel Penny did no time. Choked this man on camera. On camera. Let's go.
I thought it would be murder, but until you hear it, of course, a jury can do whatever they want as long as they're following the law. So I was relieved for the family, mostly.
And the jury sentenced Karmelo Anthony to 35 years behind bars for fatally stabbing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf during a high school track meet. Both the DA and lead prosecutor told me they were satisfied with the sentence, even though Anthony faced up to 99 years behind bars. They also said that they were prepared for Anthony to take the stand, and they hoped that he would. Now, I asked what they believed the strongest piece of evidence here was. They both pointed to the surveillance footage, despite being grainy and shot across the field. They said it reinforced their argument that Anthony wasn't surrounded, and this was a one-on-one confrontation, despite the defense's self-defense claim. Now, the lead prosecutor told me the national spotlight, it definitely added pressure, but he said they had to tune out that noise.
My son, I just want to say, I miss my son. My son didn't have to go through this. I didn't have to go through this either. It hurts. Really, really hurts. What are we going to do, people? What's going to happen to us now?
No one deserves to be choked to death. No one. And
this Eric Garner's mama got choked out by police. We're
in that courtroom and people are cheering for the verdict. They made the loudest noise. The judge did nothing. But when his father spoke out, they put him out the courtroom. Is that justice? I tell this family, do not give up. Because that's what they want you to do. They want to discourage you. Just like they tried to discourage me. But 10 years later, I'm still fighting. And I'm not only fighting for myself, I'm fighting for families like yourself. We can't treat this just like another news story, not another press conference. We have to speak up, and stand up. So I just say today, we did not get justice once again. And I am saddened. I am truly saddened by this situation.
Story out of New York City, where just a short time ago, a jury has found Daniel Penny not guilty of criminally negligent homicide. This related to last year's subway chokehold death of Jordan Neely.
Yeah, you may remember that. Now, this verdict comes after a judge threw out the most serious charge against the former Marine on Friday after the deadlocked jury failed to reach a unanimous decision. Penny had pleaded not guilty to all charges levied against him. NBC News correspondent Rahima Ellis joins us now from outside the courthouse. Rahima, there's been a lot of reaction to this verdict. The judge told the jury to harmonize their views this morning. What are we hearing about their decision today?
Well, we haven't heard a lot about their decision except the most definitive piece that we could hear, and that is a not guilty verdict. And it had to be unanimous by all 12 members. 7 women and 5 men had to all agree on this verdict. It didn't take them long. It took less than an hour from the time they went into deliberation that they sent the judge a note, the court a note, saying that they had reached a verdict. And perhaps
they reached a verdict within an hour. I want y'all to understand that this man, Daniel Penny, choked out another human being, a black man, human being. I want y'all to think about this. But in the first video, they said that we shouldn't take matters into our own hand. We need to practice restraint. And if you really feel threatened, call the police. Then if you really feel threatened at the moment, then you can kill somebody. But once Daniel Penny got him on the ground, why didn't somebody else call the police? It looked like Daniel Penny was strong enough to hold him down. Why didn't Daniel Penny call somebody so they can call the police and let the justice system handle it? But he took matters into his own hands. He took justice into his own hands, and they found him not guilty. It's on camera. It's on camera that Daniel Penny choked out Jordan Neely. It's on camera. Man begging for his life. And then they say, oh, racism don't exist. But let's continue.
this is in part because of what happened on Friday when the prosecution heard that these jurors were deadlocked on that most serious charge of manslaughter, and the prosecution asked for the court to dismiss the manslaughter charge, and the judge agreed to do that. At that point, the jurors were told to go home on Friday evening, to not think about this case and come back with a fresh mind on Monday. Apparently they did, and it did not take them long to reach that verdict of not guilty on this charge. The lesser...
Welcome to the 250 Gemstones News TV channel. I am your host, Michael T. Port, and I'm bringing the news to you like no other, man. Oh, man, did y'all see that? Karmelo Anthony was found guilty. They're seeking for an appeal. But I just want to touch on how when a black man or a young black man defends himself in this country or feels like he needs to defend himself, they tell black people to follow the proper protocol. Call the police. Do not take matters into your own hands. In other words, don't be a vigilante. Don't be a vigilante. Don't take crime fighting into your own hands. Don't take on all of these circumstances on your own. In a civilized society, we need to follow the proper protocol, and that's calling the goddamn cops. We all know that cops ain't gonna come when you need them. For one, it's just physically impossible if somebody pull a gun out on you or try to harm you or try to take your goodies with some baby oil. It's just physically impossible to come. So you got to handle your business. And this is where courts, like, it blows my mind how they say call the police. The police can't help me right now. There's somebody trying to rub baby oil on my ass. So in the meantime, I'm going to get them on out of here. You women, get them on out of here. Pepper spray, get your gun, get whatever you need to get this creep off of your cookies, right? If a man try to harm, fellas, for guys try to rob us or harm our families, we're at home chilling. I can't sit there like, hold on, Mr. Burglar, I need to call the police. Give me 1 second. Hold on, give me 1 second. 911. Then you got to get through dispatch. Dispatch, they act like they act so damn nonchalant. Well, what do they look like? Where are you in the house? Why does it matter? All you need to know that there's people in my house and they're trying to put baby oil up my butt. They're trying to tie us up, kill us, trying to do all type of heinous crimes to me and my family, right? They ask all these crazy questions. Where were you last night? You sound like my ex-boyfriend. I ain't your ex-boyfriend. What are you talking about, woman? Can we get back to the matter at hand? Yeah. But How many kids do you have? And all these is crazy questions. Are you lactose intolerant? Why is 911 dispatch asking me if I'm lactose intolerant? We have serious business, right? And if you can get past dispatch, hell, you still got to get through the police, you know, making us stop at Dairy Queens, making us stop at Dunkin' Donuts. See, getting them donuts is more important than actually fighting crime. It's documented in American history. It's documented through all police departments that donuts and coffee is number one priority. There could be somebody about to get butchered to death, and let's say they just pulled up to a Dunkin' Donut. They're in the drive-thru, about to order. It's only 2 officers, but they ordering a dozen donuts, a dozen glazed, with some frappuccinos, all kind of sugar, right? And you wonder why most of our police officers are out of shape within 30 yards of running. And they get a call. They're in the drive-thru at Dunkin' Donuts, and they get a call. Boop, 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 boop. We got a 187 in progress. Boop, boop. We got a 211 in progress. Such and such area. Police. I need police officers immediately. Blah, blah, blah. You think that the police are going to stop getting their donuts to go get that call? No. They're going to get that donut. They're going to get them 12 donuts, right? They're going to get their frappuccinos. And then they may consider hitting the gas to go to the crime scene. That's what you're doing. You got to go through dispatch, and you got to go through these diabetic-ridden police officers, right? So that's what they tell us to do. We have to go through all of this just to get some damn help. You better get some help. But in the other case, with Daniel Penny, this white man took matters into his own hands, killed a person who didn't have no weapon on him. Now, I'm hearing that he did have a weapon. I'm hearing that he didn't. I'm doing my research. But they say he had a knife. Okay, he had a knife. But once they, I believe they got rid of the knife. I believe he did have a knife, right? But here's the thing. Crazy people talk to themselves all the time. Daniel Penny said that he was scared that he was going to harm somebody. He was scared that Jordan Neely was going to harm somebody. He was talking to himself. He saw somebody's going to kill people on the train. And he took matters into his own hands. Okay, my personal opinion. I believe Daniel Penny just went too far. I believe his heart was in the right place. I know black folk, y'all gonna jump on me. I know black folk, but hear me out. I believe Daniel Penny, the white man, the ex-Marine that killed Jordan Peele, the Michael Jackson impersonator, I believe his heart was in the right place, but he took it too far. Once you got behind him, and my thing is, this is why I say he took it too far. He's a trained militant, right? Don't you know how long it takes to kill somebody? You do know. So I don't understand how the courts didn't factor in that he's an expert in killing people. He's a Marine. He's an expert in killing people. So at what point did Daniel Penny, the Marine, realize that he was choking this man too long? And this is where I can't say there's a little bit of racism. There's a little bit of racism, y'all. And white folks, you're going to get mad too. There is some racism. Daniel Penny went too far in the same manner that Karmelo Anthony went too far. Both men went too far, but Karmelo Anthony is facing 35 years, and Daniel Penny got praise. Then you hear with the mother of the mother of the guy that got choked out with the cigarettes. Forgetting his name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. He got choked out for selling some loose cigarettes. She said in the case of Jordan Neely, they were praised. The country was excited that Daniel Penny got off. They're excited that the Marine got off after killing somebody, after taking matters into his own hands. And he's trained. He should have known that he was choking him too long. He got praised, and he got him a new job. He looked upon as a hero. This is what Tupac said. Cops kill a nigga, he's a hero. You are a hero if you kill black people in America. That's the narrative. And I got proof right here. I'm showing y'all. He choked this man. He went too far. Karmelo Anthony, he went too far. But one's doing 35 years and the other is not. But I want to hear y'all opinion. Y'all flood my comments. In order to be great, we got to make great decisions. And choking somebody until their last breath is not a great decision. And stabbing your track meet rival in the heart is not a great decision. If we can avoid these situations, please avoid them. But if not, handle your business. But you got to call the police. You got to have that on record. Call the authorities. Those of you who been rocking me since day one, I appreciate y'all. Those of you who just found the channel, I appreciate y'all too. I'm gone.